Okay, we are right now in Google Images. I know you can't see because of the screen is not that great. Can I focus in on this? Okay, it sucks. That is Rob, R-O-B, number 4, N-Y. Rob 4, New York. Now, majority of the time I tell you to come to the screen, I say look at the top one, look at the very first one. Yeah, I have to hold the camera in my hand because it's not focusing right. Okay. Now go to the bottom of the page. You see all the images. Below the images, the last thing on the page is that says Rob Astorino for New York. Click on that. Here you see a page which is undeniable. You cannot miss this page if you want to. It says Money Bomb, D-Day, June 6, 2014. Now you can donate early if you wish. Someone has donated $78,458.00. Now, in order to become a governor, you must be a mayor of a large city, or a county executive, or a senator, or maybe a congressperson, a representative from Congress, the lower house of Congress, House of Representatives, or possibly a high-ranking military officer, colonel, general, admiral, someone that is of prestige and great experience. Now, in 2010, we had a man named Carl Palladino running for office. First and foremost, Carl Palladino was a businessman, not a politician. Now, most people will say businessmen are the lesser of two evils, therefore they're better. That may be so, but it's not so at the voting booth. A lot of people do not feel that way. A lot of people want career politicians, even though career politicians of both parties can be disgusting. So Carl Palladino was also portrayed as a lunatic. I mean, there's no other way to say it. People started arguments with him, and people tried as hard as they could to portray him as a lunatic. And even the conservative media was portraying him and his supporters as lunatics. Cuomo came across as the golden son, completely disregarded the housing market entirely, and focused only on the fact that I'm a young guy whose father was governor a long time ago. But don't pay attention to the fact that he was thrown out after 3 terms and was not elected for a 4th term. Forget about that fact. And Cuomo just basically said, I am pro-choice for abortion, and I'm not a big fan of guns. And that was about it. Today we realize exactly how disgusting Cuomo is. He supports gun control to the point where he supports limiting the Second Amendment almost out of existence, and even supports forcible theft of privately owned firearms by the government. That is an undeniable fact today. If I said that 3 or 4 years ago, no one would believe me, but today it is an undeniable fact. Also, the abortion issue, he has tried at least 3 times in the past 2 years and change to expand abortion to the point where a woman can have an abortion from someone other than a physician, a nurse, a paramedic, an intern, someone who's not board certified. An underage girl can have an abortion before the age of 18 without consulting a parent, and the fact that she's underage and pregnant, no criminal investigation. There will be no mandated reporting. Why is a 13-year-old girl pregnant? Was she raped? Was it statutory rape? Because when an underage girl is pregnant, the police have to come in and investigate. That would have been out the window. You had underage girls getting pregnant and having abortions without permission from their parents, without a police investigation as to why. Also, abortion to the 9th month of pregnancy, to the point where Steve McLaughlin, upstate New York assemblyman, had liberal Democratic women say to him, I support abortion, but 9 months is murder. I have a girlfriend from high school who is pro-choice, but she told me that abortion past that long is flat out murder. And Cuomo, he disbanded a corruption committee, an anti-corruption committee, because they were investigating his friends, and he's now being investigated for that by the federal government. So we have a very, very good chance to get rid of him and replace him. Probably the best chance we'll ever have. Rob Astorino is my county executive from Westchester. He was told, you will not win. You cannot be a liberal Democrat in a liberal Democrat county. You're too fanatical. You're too right wing, even though he's not really. And he beat a anti-gun Cuomo sponsored candidate. Also, he ran for re-election against the Cuomo nominee, and he won re-election. So, yeah. Now, he has selected as his running mate Chris Moss. Chris Moss is a sheriff from Chemung County. Chris Moss is a black Republican. Now, most people thought Astorino would pick a mayor or assembly member or a congressman. He chose a sheriff, which is out of the norm. But Chris Moss was at the top of his list, and he decided he was the best candidate. Chris Moss is against the SAFE Act. Chris Moss is against 9-month abortion. Okay? Chris Moss has seen drug abuse in his county. Chris Moss has seen poverty in his county. Chris Moss has seen people say flat out, I'm moving out of here because I can't survive. There's no work for me. I'm moving out. So Chris Moss is a predominant candidate because he knows all the problems that we know. And, you know, you have an upstate candidate and a downstate candidate to get the best of both worlds. So, now, on June 6th, 2014, you can come to this site and you can pledge money at the bottom where it says pledge. Okay. Now, if every firearms owner in New York State pledges $10, right there, Astorino can double Cuomo's money. Right there. Okay? So, it is very important that all firearm owners from New York give money. It is very important that all people from New York give money. Whether you're a firearms owner, whether you're pro-life, whether you are against Common Core, whether you want lower taxes. I mean, there's a reason for everyone to support Rob Astorino in this election. There is no reason to support Andrew Cuomo unless A, you love paying taxes, B, you don't want a job, C, you believe in abortion to the point where a 9-month pregnant woman should have an abortion of a fully developed baby. You believe in Common Core. You believe that people should have their firearms forcibly confiscated even though they own them legally. There is no reason for any American who cherishes any right to not support Rob Astorino. And a lot of guys say, well, I don't really know about him. Well, I know about him. A lot of guys say, well, is he a rhino? Well, no, he's not. And a lot of guys say, well, I don't feel comfortable. And like I say, you're either going to feel comfortable with Rob Astorino or you're going to feel comfortable with Andrew Cuomo. So pick. Okay? You can also share on Facebook and Twitter, which I always do. We have 9 days, 12 hours, 12 minutes, and 12 seconds. You can't see that good, but I can. Yeah. Now, my personal donation is going to be $10 per firearm, $1 per knife, $1 per magazine, and $1 for every life I have confirmed saving. Which includes the pregnant woman. I saved her from losing her baby, from being hit by the car. Yeah. Okay, so that's 10 plus $30 plus 18 is 48. Plus 10 is 58. Plus 6 is 64. So I would give Rob Astorino, as it stands now, $64. Unless I save someone else's life, then it's another 64. Then it's another dollar or so. And that could happen because I have a couple more days to go. It's 9 more days. I have 5. Yeah, I have a couple more shifts in that time. Let me see. How many shifts do I have between then and now? I have 3 shifts. I have 6. I have 7 more shifts this week. Yeah. I have 17 more shifts to do before I do this money bomb. So it's entirely possible I'll get one more life saving there. If I were to donate $1 for every person I save being hit by a car, I won't be able to afford it probably. But yeah, I'm giving in $64 as it stands now. And if you live in New York and you want a future, there's no reason for you not to come on and donate $5. Donate $1. Okay? If everybody in New York State that's sick and tired of this garbage donates $1, you can easily get $5 or $10 million. Okay? And can Rob Astorino win? Well, there are 12.5 million registered voters. There are between 6 and 8 million legal firearm owners. So, that right there, assuming they all come out, can give him between 6 and 8 million votes out of 12.5 million registered votes. Also, parents that don't like Common Core. Also, people that are either pro-life or they're pro-choice, but they draw the line at 9 months. Also, people that say their taxes are too high. Business owners or potential business owners who are struggling. Okay? If we all stand together and if we all come out, Cuomo cannot win. There's no way. The only way Cuomo can win this election, there's also a video here on YouTube you can look at. The only way Cuomo can win this election is if he refuses to get involved. Look how ugly that is, huh? Oh, it's focusing on, oh man, he's ugly. D-Day Money Bomb, June 6, 2014. Rob4NewYork.com. Okay, and that's about it. Also, if you were on Facebook or Twitter, I would ask you to share this, please. This is being shared. If you look at all the New York conservative outlets, Republican this, conservative that, repeal this, anti that. Okay, if you look at all the New York conservative movement channels on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, we're all advertising this, so. Okay.